Okay, Sister Con, you can start right now.
Namo tassa bhagavato arahato sama sambuddhassa. Namo tassa bhagavato arahato sama sambuddhassa. Namo tassa bhagavato arahato sama sambuddhassa. First, I would like to pay my homage to the Triple Gem, so the Buddha, the Dhamma, and the Sangha, and my great respect to Bhante guest speakers that are here with us this morning, Seattle time, this evening, Cambodian time. Again, my respect to Venerable Mahasangha and greetings to all friends in Dhamma that are here joining us live in this platform and around the globe. I am Sakon Tim from state of Washington, live with Sister Chatsapia from Phnom Penh, Cambodia. So welcome to the DhammikaLife Dhammatalk program. This program is brought to you by the DhammikaLife Foundation, which is led by our most venerable Soktivi, who is currently resides at Kamrat Poteram, Seattle, Washington. So this program is hosted in both languages, Khmer and English. The languages switches interchangeably every Friday. Our normal program usually hosts on every Friday, 8 p.m. Cambodia time, 6 a.m. Seattle time. However, today is a very special topic we have a special topic to discuss. So our main purpose is to disseminate the Buddhist teaching, which is related in daily life to all people around the world. So again, today's Dhamma live discussion is slightly different than the one we normally have each week. And we are pleased to present this special Dhamma topic discussion called Vesak Puja Day, or in short, Vesak Day. So did you know that Vesak Day is one of the most spectacular events celebrated by most Buddhist followers across the globe? So since today's discussion is a very special one, we are inviting students from Buddhism in English classes to take part in a Dhamma quiz conversation on this topic and Buddhist teachings in general. So we hope to have some students or from Buddhism's in English class to join us live, and please turn on your camera so we all can see you. So we hope that everyone can join us in this special topic discussion. So before we begin our Dhamma discussion, I would like our sister Chatsapip to introduce a Dhamma speaker. So Chatsapip, the floor is yours.
Thank you, sister, and my great happy to join with you in moderating this special occasion. So first, I would like to pay my homage to the Triple Gem, the Buddha, the Dhamma, and the Sangha. My deep respect to Venerable Mahasangha and greeting to all friends in Dhamma around the globe, especially to our Dhamma friend in this Buddhism in English class. As Sister Sakon mentioned, today is a special occasion because we all together celebrate Vesak Puja. So today we have our 4 distinguished Dhamma speakers to join with us, and also with a special program at the end with the quiz, so that our students and also Dhamma friends who follow our live show could also take part to try to answer. But you know, if you answer rightly, you will get a special gift with, of course, you know, the Dhamma books. So let me now introduce our 4 distinguished Dhamma speakers. We have Ponte Kasapat Honkamra, who joined with us tonight. Ponte is the Executive Director of the International Cambodian Buddhist Center in Sri Lanka. Ponte is also meditation trainer. Ponte currently is the advisor of Supreme Monk and Vipassana Ture Buddhist Center in charge of Vipassana Tour for Vipassana Buddhist Center in Udon of Cambodia. So sincere thanks to Ponte for joining with us tonight. Next, we have our founder of the DhammikaLife Foundation, Ponte Soktivi. Ponte is the founder of DhammikaLife Foundation, which is a non-for-profit organization aiming at promoting Buddha teachings. Ponte is leading and teaching Buddhism in English course to help Dhamma friends to better understand not only the English terminology but also the Buddha teaching. And my privilege to be one of his students as well. Ponte's latest publication, as we all know, is the Dhamma terminology, Khmer Pali, Romanized Pali, and Khmer English. Recently, Ponte just published the second version, and it has been widely distributed not only in Phnom Penh but across the country, even in Siem Reap, even in Battambang or elsewhere, and also to other countries as well in US, and some Australian friends also access to the book. And currently Ponte is residing at Wat Kamrat Potiram in Seattle. So we would like to pay gratitude to Ponte Master for leading all of this and also initiating this special occasion tonight, Ponte. Next, we have Ponte Sopek Panyao Soratha, who is currently residing at Pope Crown Monastery, based in Kandal Province. Ponte is a principal in charge of English program and Dhamma in English program at Meta Buddhist International School, Pope Crown Monastery. Ponte learned the Buddha Dhamma study in Myanmar, and at present Ponte is pursuing a master degree in leadership at Panyasastra University. So my sincere thanks to Ponte too for joining with us as always, because beyond this event, Ponte regularly join our Dhamma Sandhana program. Thank you, Ponte. And last but not least, we have invited Ponte Chantak Panyao Prungthoi. Ponte is recently graduate from the Buddhist College of Singapore. Ponte currently residing at Unalam Monastery in Phnom Penh. So thank you, Ponte, for joining with us. So before we begin our discussion, and given this special occasion, I would like to invite Dhamma speakers to share your quick impression. How do you feel about this occasion? So the floor goes to Ponte Kasapa, please.
Thank you, sister, for the question. At the inception, I would like to pay my respect to the Triple Gem and the Honorable Sirs, the devotees, friends in Dhamma around the globe. So once we hear the word Vesak Puja or Vesak full moon day, it kinds of inspiration or motivation that this is a time for us to practice Dhamma as well as to celebrate, commemorate the greatest event in life. So we are very busy, in terms of engaging in different activities, both spiritually and materially. So for me, it kinds of inspiration is a push for me that, okay, even like for 7 days, I will put everything into the practice as much as I can. I'm not saying that besides these days I'm not practicing, I practice, but so it kinds of more aspiration that we put ourselves into the practice and sacrifice our life to serve the Buddha. Okay, so that's all.
Thank you so much,
That's
Ponte.
all from me, Sister Josephine.
Thank you, Ponte. So I would like to invite Ponte Soktivi. Please share your impression with us, Ponte.
Namo Buddhaya, my homage to the Buddha, the Dhamma, and the Sangha, and my great respect and greeting to all Venerable Dhamma speakers that have joined in the Zoom live right now. We have Venerable Gaspar, Venerable Sorata, Venerable Brunthoi, and all people in the Zoom right now. Especially we have our Dhamma students from Dhammika Academy classes. At least we have 4. We have invited 4 classes, and also different people also can join in this platform that we have never done before. So we decide to do in a different platform today in the hope that we can get more involvement with the discussion. Normally we only have the speaker talk on each event, but on this very special occasion for the Vesak this year, we would like to have more students engaged in the conversation so that they would be able to contribute their idea, be able to take part in answering the Dhamma quiz. That's a kind of provoke them to have more interest in doing research about the Buddha Dhamma, and especially to get involved in the general activities that to welcome the Vesak Day. It is so important. As we see in Cambodia, previously, Vesak Cambodia participation is not really interesting for Cambodian people, but as I have observed for the last 10 years, more and more Cambodian people, especially our monks, come to take part, and especially they try to lead the people in a large scale, so that more and more people get involved with the event, because as we everybody aware that this event is the biggest event in Buddhism. So for all Buddhists, it is the most auspicious event that we come together as a community to do something special in order to pay homage to the Buddha and his teaching, and especially we kind of remind ourselves about what the Buddha taught and try to apply the Buddha's teaching into our daily application. That is so important to be able to to remind ourselves with what we have learned and put into practice. And as we also come together to remember the day of the Buddha's birth, his enlightenment, and his Prinipana, the meaning behind it, and the meaning why we are a Buddhist, and what Buddhism has contributed to the harmony of the world, to the peace of the world, is so important for the world today. Even the United Nations has also, internationally recognized Vesak Day as the international day for all people around the world, just because they see that Buddhism has so much contributed to the peace of the world. So to that extent, I would like to wish all of you the best of luck and all the blessings of Buddhism be with all of you. And I would like to say thank you for everyone taking part in this event right now. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Ponte. I hope our student here and also Dhamma friend who are listening to the program at the moment could catch some keywords from Ponte, because I believe some would be taken in the quiz as well. So next, I would like to invite Ponte Ratha. Please, the floor is yours to share impression with us, Ponte.
Namatu Ratanatiyasa, my adoration be to the Buddha, Dhamma, and the Sangha. I would like to pay my respect to Venerable Buddhas and best regard to the lady devotees present here. I have a great honor and privilege to be here again. As we are aware that we celebrate the Vesak Day in order to commemorate the 3 events of the Buddha: the birth, the enlightenment, and the demise, the Parinibbana. So the Buddha, the B2B or the Bodhisattva come to the universe in the simple way as the human being that came to the universe like the normal normal corporeality. And the enlightenment of Buddha, it is called the Dhammakaya, or we can say Dhamma corporeality or Dhammakaya. And then for 45 years, the Buddha got demised, the Buddha get into Parinibbana. So that the Parinibbana of the Buddha, that means the Parinibbana of the demise of the normal corporeality, the normal body, not the Dhamma. The Dhammakaya still exists with us today. The Buddha come to the universe, the journey of the Buddha in the universe to fulfill not only the benefit for himself, but for others, for many people, for innumerable sentient beings who are encountering suffering in the universe. So he come to the universe in order to have himself to get enlightenment and to have others to get free, to get freedom from the samsara. So that means he come to enlighten himself and especially to enlighten others. So we need to enshrine the Dhammakaya, I mean the Buddha teaching in our heart, in our soul, and try to put it in daily life in order to practice that gain peace and wish peace and prosperous in the life for ourselves and others. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Pante. So I would like to invite Pante Toy to share your impression. Pante, the floor is yours.
Uttahang pahamang sangkahang namami. I would like to pay my homage to the Buddha, the Dhamma, and the Sangha, and my highly respect to most vulnerable among the Sangha communities, all the Dhamma speakers today, and the audience. And I also would like to say very good evening from Cambodia to all the devotees on the globe. It's my great honor to be here today on the discussion of Vesak Day, and it is important for us to understand and to give more practice according to what the Buddha had been taught us. And as the previous most vulnerable have mentioned that we do not practice the Dhamma or the Buddha's teaching only for today, but it is our auspicious event to remind ourselves what the Buddha taught us. And Vesak Kamboja is considered as the International Day, and it is a peace day. So may the world be more become peace for today's world. Yes. So that's for short of the beginning speech. Thank you.
Okay, thank you so much for the impressions for our special speakers. So we're going to start with our program. So we're going to give 10 minutes to our guest speakers. So the first speaker will be Venerable Prung, who will be making a speech on the first event of Buddha's birth. And then the second will be Venerable Sorata, who will elaborate on Buddha's enlightenment. And the third one will be with Venerable Gassapa, who will talk about Parinibbana. And then the fourth on our agenda will be the quiz sessions will be managed with or coordinated by Venerable Gassapa and then along with Venerable Soktevi. So I would like to give the floor to you, Venerable Prung. Could you enlighten us with the speech on the first event of Buddha's birth, please?
Again, thank you so much for giving me the floor to share the event of the Buddha birth with all vulnerable and the devotee. I do believe that all of you have known or have heard, have read the life story of the Buddha, but today just to be reminded, and let me share the events of the birth of the Buddha with all of you. So it might be a kind of inspiration when we listen to the life of the Buddha, so we can also practice it. Yes. Actually, the Buddha has been known as the Prince Siddhartha at the beginning. That was around 2,500 years ago on the Nepalese border of the northern of India. That there was a benevolent king of Sakyan clan that named Suddhodana Gautama, that he ruled over the Sakyan from the palace of Kapilavatthu, and his queen, known as the Queen Maya. And at that time, one day, the king's queen had a dream. Yes, and it was a strength for her that she had a strange dream of seeing the white elephant entering her womb through her her right side of her body, and it was an auspicious sign for her to have the white elephant for the symbol of a greatness. And then she knew that was conceived as she conceived a child who would be unique for her. And during her pregnancy, she was happy and healthy and led a pure life, beating once he was be of such a baby. And then the kings and the subjects eagerly awaited for the birth of the royal child, and it was an ancient Indian custom for a woman to return to a parent's home for the birth of her child. So when the time came, the Queen Maya obtained the king's consent to leave the palace for her parents' home, her parents' palace. And a royal party accompanied the queen sat in chair for the very long journey. And on the way, she stopped at a garden called Lumpini Park, where a big shady tree grew, and it was springs at that time. So it flowed, the flower was blooming in the park, which her met around her, and stroll in the ground, enjoying the beauty of nature. While resting under the shade of the salad tree, she gave birth to a boy. So everyone around her was delighted at the event. And after the rebirth, the prince, which took the palace on the day of the full moon in the 5th moon of the year, and the royal party returns to the palace without going to the queen's mother's home or the palace. And the king Suddhodana was filled with joy, and there was a rejoicing in the palace throughout the country. And then after that, there was an old sage called Asita, who had retired to the mountains not far from the palace. And the sage Asita noticed the radiance about the palace and realized that a prince had been born. And immediately he went to the palace and he looked at the royal baby. When he reached to the palace, he said to the king, and the king Suddhodana said that, your reverence, what is the reason for your coming here? So the king said to the sage, and then in a great eager, the Asita replied, where is your prince? So he asked to the king, and with a being proud and happy, king quickly brought the baby to show to the Asita. So when he took at the baby, Asita was very, very delighted. And at the first, he smiled. And then he began to shed tears of sorrow, seeing such a sudden change of feeling in the sex of king. The pastor and anxiously questioned him. He was afraid that the old sex foresaw the trouble for the prince. And then he asked, will some misfortune befall the child? And Asita answered that among men, he is unique. I foresee no harm for the boy. He will achieve the highest knowledge. He will become the Buddha, exact, unequal purity, the enlightened one. And through the compassion of many, he will spread his teaching. A little of my lifespan now remain, and I shall die soon. This is the word from the Asita. And I shall not hear the good teaching. This is what he said. And that's why he was fall out of the tear. And after that, he predicted that the Asita, then he paid the homage to the royal baby and left the palace. After that, after the happiness over, the birth prince Siddhartha was over. At that time, the sad event have come because of the passing away of the queen. And this is one day after his birth, and the queen just passed away, and the queen's sister Pati took over the responsibility of being a mother of the prince and brought him with a love care. So that is the great events that we talk about the birth of the Buddha. So just to remind to our audience that the Prince Siddhartha was born just around 2,500 years ago into the royal family of the Sakyan, and the prince father was the Sutthodana and his mother, the Maya, and he was born in Lumpini Park. And the name of Siddhartha, which means wish fulfilled, and the prince's mother passed away just one day after he passed away. And because of the birth event of the Buddha, that we are reminded to remember the events of the Buddha. And for the Buddha's event of the Vesak Puja today, it is our reminding that we can remind ourselves to practice what the Buddha has been taught, and then we continue the practice as we can. So I would like to say thank you very much for most vulnerable sir and our lady devotees. So hopefully what I have just shared, it can be inspired for you, and we can learn more about the life of the Buddha. Thank you very much, and I would like to give the floor back. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Venerable Phongtoy. So this is the very first great event that's happening on May 15th, on the full moon. And I hope that our students, our audience would catch some of these things, special things that Venerable Puli would say, because I know we're going to have a little conversations quiz at the end. And so now I would like to give the floor to Venerable Sorata. Could you please elaborate on Buddha's enlightenment? This is our second event. This is the second event that's happening on the Vesak day. So.
Okay, thank you so much for Nyom Sakon for giving me the floor again. In order to elaborate the event, the second event of the Buddha, when the Buddha got enlightenment. Our Venerable Phongtoy already mentioned, already elaborate on the birth of the Buddha. That is the great event that we celebrate. This also celebrate this in this Vesak. As we are aware that the palace, because the foresight, or we can say the four divine messenger, aging, sickness, and also the ascetic or monk. This foresight that the Buddha contemplate again and again, sing again and again, that he has compassionate feeling to being that they have to encounter aging, sickness, death in this life. Only the ascetic life or the monk life that can find the way out of this suffering. So he renounced the world at the age of 29, as we are aware. And then he led himself as homeless life, as a wandering ascetic. After that, he met the two teachers. The first one, Alara Kalama, and the second one, Uttaka. The two teachers are were well known as the greatest, the famous teachers at the time. But these two teachers only taught him about the worldly knowledge that can attain jhana or something like that. But the Buddha, at that time, the Bodhisattva, the Buddha to be, cannot drink. So that he left from these two teachers and then find the way himself to practice in order to get away from suffering in the samsara. At that time, we practice self-austerity, as we are aware that the Buddha practiced self-austerity for 6 years. To practice hard, to have the hard practice. He practiced very deep on meditation, but he tried to not to take food or stay in the cold weather or something like that. So for 6 years he practiced austerity, self-austerity or self-mortification. It is just that kind of the extreme. The Buddha at that time, remember the two extremes. The first one, the practice in self-indulgence, to enjoy in self-desire. And the second one, to practice in self-mortification or self-austerity. That these two extremes cannot find the way out of the suffering in samsara. And then the Buddha aware that only the middle path, only the middle way that can lead him to get enlightenment. And then the Buddha, again start to obtain food, and and then the Buddha obtain food from a lady Sujata, as we are aware. And there was a perfect story of the Buddha, between the Buddha and Sujata, but I don't want to waste time to mention it. And then after obtaining the food from Sujata, the Buddha went on to find the place so that he can sit himself cross-legged and to find the Uddiyana, Sapanyuttiyana. And then he get the banyan tree that we call today Bodhi tree, the banyan tree or Bodhi tree, and then sit under the Bodhi tree. To front his face to the eastern part. Actually, the Buddha sit to the other part as well, the western, the southern, the northern, but they are not comfort for his sitting, for his seat, so that only to the eastern part that comfort his seat, so that he went on to he decided to sit and then made this resolution like this: though my skin, my nerves, and my bones all waste away, and my life blood go dry, I will not leave this seat until I have attained the highest wisdom called supreme enlightenment that leads to the everlasting happiness. So he have the resolution like this, and then he went on to meditate, went on to contemplate. At that time, he meditated on anapanasati kammatthana, or we can say breath in and breath out meditation. Focus on the breath in and breath out, and his mind become tranquil, calm, and peace. At that time, also the dust or the evil thought come to his mind, but he tried to be steady, to practice firmly on that seed. On that time, at that night, as we are aware that the Buddha got enlightenment on Wednesday, the 15th Vesak, 45 years before the Buddhist era. So at that night, when the Buddha got enlightenment, so I divide or I separate the night into 3 voyages, because in Khmer we call Yim, start from 6 to 10, it is the first voyage. Start from 10 to 2, it is the second voyage, and start from 6, it is the last voyage, the third voyage. So the first voyage, the Buddha went on to meditate on breath in and breath out, and then he obtained the first jnana, the first knowledge called P.E.2566 or P.E.2566 the ability to his own previous birth, past births, to know 1 birth, 2 birth, 3 birth, 10 births, 1,000 innumerable birth from his previous life. He know in a certain birth he possessed this name, and he has a wife, he has children, he done this action, evil action, good action. So he understand, he knows his previous birth, not only previous birth, but also the action he done this, and then from birth to birth he done this and do this in order to so that from birth to birth he understand, he know what happened in his life at the previous time. It is the first voyage he obtained, he gained this kind of knowledge, or and then come to the second voyage. The Buddha went on to meditate. His mind become more tranquil, more calm, peace. And then at the time the Buddha attained another knowledge, obtained another knowledge called Chotopapatanya Vichya, Chotopapatanya Jnana, with the ability to understand, to know the being's births. The first voyage he obtained the knowledge that he can understand, can know his previous birth, innumerable births, his own previous birth. But this second knowledge, at the second voyage, he understand, the beings, births from previous life. 1 birth, 10 birth, 1,000 birth, 100. He went in to meditate again, to concentrate, and then as we are aware, we know that at that time the divine Mara come to disturb him, to want to conquer, to take over his throne, and then the Buddha tried to fight with his own wisdom and his own parami, and then to chase, to fight, to get away the Mara and his how to say, his friend, his to get away of the Mara. And at that time the Buddha went on to meditate, went on to contemplate about the Padajjasamubhada. We call in English dependent origination or dependent arising, or in Pali we call Padajjasamubhada. It is that kind of vipassana. At that time, the Buddha still a Bodhisattva, still a Buddha to be, not become the Sappanyuttayana yet. But when he practiced, he contemplated on Padajjasamubhada. He find out the cause, the root cause that bind being, that tie being to encounter suffering in the samsara. There are 2 roots, avijja and tanha. Ignorance and growing, that is the 2 root, the main root that bind, that tie being, or including himself in the samsara, encounter suffering in the samsara. One birth, second birth, one birth, two birth, innumerable birth in the samsara. So that he find, and then he tried to, you know, to smash. He tried to, you know, how to say, to broke this kind of root, and then his mind become steady and calm, and then he got enlightenment. When we meditate, when on to meditate, we do vipassana. He do vipassana on this padeccasamuppada, avijja tanha, that one thing arrive because of another thing, avijja sankhara, avijja paccaya sankhara. When there is the ignorance, sankhara also arise, and when there is sankhara, also the, you know, vijnana arise, something like that. He went on to meditate, to concentrate on this. After that, the Buddha got enlightenment, and the dust of the kilesa, the dust of the evil mind, lopa, dosa, and moha, the three main root cause of evil, he chased away, he get away from his mind. His mind becomes steady and calm, and then the light of the enlightenment happened at the time. And then the Buddha uttered his first words, utter his first speech, that is, we call in Pali Patama Vaja, that I would like to recite in Pali. Sorry. Sorry for this. And at that time, the Buddha uttered his first word, that is, we call in Pali Vaja. And I will pisang pisang kahakarang kawesanto tukha jati punapanang kahakara katetu si punakehang nakaha si sapate pasuka paga kahapudang visangkatang visangkarakatang cetang tanhanang kayamajika. Through many birds, through innumerable birds, existence in the universe, I wander in the round river, seeking but not finding the builder of this house, the builder of these existences, called graving or tonha. To be born again and again is indeed suffering. Oh, how builders you are now sin, you can build no house again. All the rafters called kalesa are broken. I have broke all the rafters called kalesa. I smashed the rig pole of the house called ignorance or avijja. My mind has attained the unconditioned. Achieve is the end of graving. This is, we, especially the monk, usually recite this verse in Pali, anikajita sangsarang, something like that. We wander in the round of samsara, from one birth to another birth, and then to be born again and again is suffering. So the Buddha at that time smashed or broke all the rafter, broke all the rig pole, or the hit of the roof of the house, called avijja or ignorance. And then the Buddha, his mind has attained unconditioned, achieved the arahantaship. So at that time, the Buddha become fully enlightenment, become omniscient one, become an awakened one. He has the ability to enlighten himself, and also the ability to enlighten others. So there's the special, how to say, the special ability of the Buddha. He has the ability to enlighten himself, to help himself to get fully enlightenment, and then has the ability to enlighten others. Not like the Pacceka Buddha, or we can say in English, individual Buddha or lonely Buddha. The lonely Buddha has the ability to enlighten himself, but has no ability to enlighten others, to explain, to tell, to, to elaborate the teaching, the noble equal path to others. In the commentary, explain the enlightenment of the Pacceka Buddha, like, the the dream of a deaf person, a mute person. Even a mute person dream of something, but he has no ability to talk, to tell, to explain what he dreamed to others. So the Pachika Buddha like that, he has no ability to explain about the Noble Eightfold Path. He has the way, he understands the Noble Eightfold Path by himself, but has no ability to explain the Noble Eightfold Path to others. But the Buddha, the Sammasambuddha, the fully enlightened one, the fully awakened one, has the ability to do this, has the ability to enlighten himself and also the ability to enlighten others. So this is the story or the event that elaborate on the Buddha God enlightenment. Actually, at the event have other things more than that. I just want to make it short. I just want to make it simple so that I try to explain in this way. So any mistakes, please do apologize me, and then my elaboration also finish about the Buddha God enlightenment. Okay, thank you so much.
Sadhu. That is that is a lot of explanations with that with the enlightenment. The Buddha's gone through so much, and so that's so amazing. That is the second event. So the first event is birth, second is enlightenment. So now we're going to have Venerable Kassapa to go over, give us a little enlightenment on Parinibbana. So the floor is yours, Venerable Kassapa.
Thank you, sister. So detailed account has been presented regarding the two special events. One is the birth of the Buddha, the second one is his enlightenment. So my turn is to elaborate about his Parinibbana, the passing away into eternity or complete passing away of the Buddha. It's a long story according to the Mahaparinibbana Sutta, but I would like to bring very special points. First thing is, everything is well planned with strong determination after renunciation of his passing away before the Mara. The first point what I want to make is Mara make three requests that Buddha, it's time for you to pass away after he attained enlightenment. Buddha rejected by saying that I will only passing away completely when my disciples are equipped with strong knowledge in Dhamma, Vinaya, and have the ability to challenge anyone who come to ask the question regarding the Dhamma, the Vinaya and Dhamma. So he completed his mission. What I want to say is he completed his mission and vision. Then the sad story started, departing from Pataliputta, and he finally turned back and looked at the Pataliputta. You never, okay? Can you hear me? Yeah. My Lord, you never turn back in this way. Dear Ananda, it is my final look. It's my final look at Pataliputta. This city has been very useful for me, and a lot of memories there. So he left that and went through many events. I mean, a lot of events. Then he came to Upavana, Sal Upavana of the Malas king, and he asked Venerable Ananda to fold his 2 layers robe, and he laid down in a lion posture, and then during that time he still continued his mission, that if you have any question regarding the Dhamma, I will answer. And he also gave his final message to his disciples that you have to be heedless, you have to put everything into the practice. And because, you know, it happens to everywhere, you know, in your daily life, when your fathers, when your mother are about to passing away, you know, the greedy one who are, you know, fond of the treasure, the money and the wealth, you try, you know, to get the signature done, and you are worried about who going to be the boss of the company. So those questions arise to the Buddha by the monks, that what happened if you passing away? Who will be the teacher? Who will be the leader of our community? The Buddha said, dear monks, I have told you everything. The Dhamma and Vinaya will be your teacher. So practice. So what I want to say is, he did everything. I mean, even he is about to passing away. So then this is the well planned, and he also praised Venerable Ananda before the monks. He was a very great attendant, and Venerable Ananda crying, you know, he went to the kuti and leaned against the door post, and he started weeping and crying. He said that my master was very compassionate to me, and I'm still not reached my perfection. I have not attained the full enlightenment. I'm still the stream end, and I am in the state of stream entry. So he started crying because he missed the Buddha. And then he was asked to come to the Buddha, and the Buddha advised him, and you are the good one, you can put everything into practice, and so on. Then we are reaching the stage, you know, when the Buddha was lying down. Venerable Upavana, he was the former attendant of the Buddha, and the Buddha rebuked him and asked him, dear Upavana, please don't stay before of me, you have to go back. And all monks are shocked. Why Buddha did that? Even Venerable Upavana was bad, you know, as he was attendant. And then, but finally Buddha explained, no, it's not something wrong with him. I asked him to come back because there are thousands, billions, countless of the celestial beings are waiting to see me, are waiting to pay respect to me, and they cannot see me because Venerable Upavana is sitting before me. Like the thing what I'm saying, there is the power of Venerable Upavana that cannot let the celestial being see the Buddha, because I mean, this is another story. So then the event started, you know, and you know, everyone was wondering how the Buddha attained his parinibbana. The things happened like this. Venerable Anuruddha, and he was the one who well known for his divine eyes. Then Venerable Ananda asked, dear Venerable Anuruddha, has the Buddha passed away? Venerable Anuruddha said, no, he has not yet. Then he explained how the Buddha did. First, he attained his first jhana, arising from first jhana, entering the second jhana, step by step go to the Nirodha Samapatti. Then he rising back step by step, he will reach for jhana. At that time, the Buddha passed away. So, you know what happened? Venerable Ananda was crying, everyone was crying, even, you know, gods, deities, they are crying. So this is the brief explanation of the complete attainment nibbana of the Buddha. And then after that, the body was you know, cremated, and his relics was distributed, you know, shared, distributed, and some relics were determined to be enshrined, you know, different places like Sri Lanka, like Naga world. So this is the event. But the final point that I want to make is this is the greatest event in our life that we can integrate, you know, each and every event of the Buddha into our life. that when he said that ago hamasming lokasa, when once he was born in the world, he set his plan very well, that I will finish my mission, only that I will pass away. So I think we are following his mission and vision, and it's, all credits go to all of us, and especially Venerable Soktivi that arrange such event that for us to share our knowledge. So that's all from me, Sister Sakon. Yeah.
Thank you so much. There we have it. So this Vesak Day is this great special event, 3 events, the birth, enlightenment, and Paranibbana. And so now we're going to move forward and want to give the floor to Sister Chatsapip. So Sister Chatsapip, would you like to take over, please?
Thank you, Sister. And thank you so much to our Dhamma speaker for sharing insightful, like story about the Buddha's lives, including his birth, enlightenment, and also the Parinibbana. So I hope our Dhamma friends who are now in the class, in the room, as well as those who are following through our live show can catch up some keyword and key story, because I believe our Ponte Master may have a question that relate to what Dhamma speaker have said. So now our special program come to the quiz session. So please, our Dhamma friend, be prepared. And now I would like to pass the floor to our master, Ponte Master Soktivi and Ponte Kaspa. So the floor is yours, Ponte.
Yeah, thank you, Sister Chatsapip and Sister Sakon, for very great moderating today's program, special event on Vesak Day. And I also would like to thank to all the speakers for sharing such a great story of the Buddha's lifetime, his birth, enlightenment, and Parinibbana, which marks the very special event for today, as we are aware that Vesak Puja will be on May 15 and May 16. That the world is the world is celebrating Vesak right now, even at the United States of America and the United Nations as well. They internationally recognize Vesak Day as the international event. So we as Buddhists, as Cambodian Buddhists as well, we should come and join together and make this day as special, as auspicious one for us, and try to perform different activities that can make merit and also can honor the Buddha and his teaching, his life. So yeah, that's exciting. And yeah, we can see now we have more people joining. We have now around 20 people. And yeah, maybe some people are afraid of the English session, or otherwise, you can still join if you can make it. And we see some people here. Nathan from Oregon, yeah, American practitioner. He's always been a good friend of mine and been helping me a lot with education work. And Henry just joining from Seoul also, and some students from Cambodia and from Buddhism and English classes as well. So I would like to encourage all of you, just voluntarily, raise your hand and answer the question that I will be raising. But just to encourage everyone that this platform doesn't need to be perfect. I mean, you can always try random questions, even you cannot answer it correctly, but it's a way we can get everybody involved in the conversation, in answering question, giving the answer. Try your best to give the answer. And I believe that through such a platform, people can learn more, especially our young, students, our students in Buddhism and English classes. Even though you may not answer correctly, or your English may not be, as good as others, but don't feel upset for that. Just try your best to practice. This is the platform for everybody to practice. I don't expect perfection, but I expect everybody, to be brave and, be able to join the conversation freely. So yeah, I encourage everyone, if you can turn on your camera right now so we can see more people on the live screen. And the question that I'm going to raise along with Venerable Kassapa is something around Vesak Puja, and some question also related just, in Dhamma in general. And I believe that all the questions are not very difficult. As I can see, the question from Venerable Kassapa mostly, like opinion, giving ideas and opinion of your own experience on Vesak Day. So hopefully everybody can share, your own story, your own experience, how you're going to celebrate it. Or something like that. So let me remind about the rule for this session. So I and Venerable Kassapa and I will take turn asking the question, okay? But before we reveal the question, I will have, for example, if we're going to raise the number one, the question number one, so I will ask our volunteer to raise their hand first, so that the volunteer will be selected, maybe one person at a time. They just raise their hand, and I will select somebody to answer that first question. Only then me or Venerable Kassapa will ask the first question, so that it's going to be a surprise question. We don't reveal question at the first hand, so we select person first, random person and random question. It's like fun, and it's going to be surprise for everybody, and see how much you can answer, how much you can learn from this platform. So yeah, let's begin right now. So I would like to invite Venerable Kassapa to start off his first question, because I see his first question here is very good for a start. So Venerable, I will invite you to ask the first question. But before that, I would like to ask our volunteers. Anyone can raise your hand for the first question, Anyone can raise your hand right now. You can raise, as many people as possible, and I will see, one can answer to that question. So I will just
volunteer.
Yeah, okay, so now we have Venerable Sung Sutun raised his hand already. Venerable Sung Sutun from Tu Tung. Yeah. So Master Kassapa, you can ask the question right now.
Okay, thank you, Venerable Saktivi, for that. So it's very simple question, and I think we need a time constraint, Venerable Saktivi. So how long that he can spend? It's okay, like
in answering the question, or in like trying
yeah,
to answer?
answering the question. So because my question is kind of
maybe
giving opinion.
Maybe within just 3 minutes is good enough for
Yeah. So you have to make notice that the time is over. Okay. Okay, I will start. Okay, the first question is very simple one. As Buddhists, why we should celebrate Vesak Puja Day? Did you get the question, Venerable Sir?
Yes, I get it.
Okay.
Master, all venerable and Jumranpo, lay male and female lay people. Yes. As for me, is we should celebrate the Visakha Puja, because Visakha Puja is an international festival, not only nation, but international festival recognized by UN. And second, Buddhist people can learn a lot from the festival, like we can fulfill any wholesome, like go to pagoda to bring food, to bring monk food, and undertake precept, and also do meditation from the ceremony at some monastery. And one way we can promote the program. The program always promote any wholesome soul about the next generation, like children. They can learn a lot from the program, the celebration. So in order to keep our Buddhism life, we should keep celebration the Vesak Puji. Thank you.
Okay, thank you, Venerable Sir. Yeah, acceptable. And
So you don't, Pante, you don't need to ask another person. If the question is already okay, we can just move to the next question, right? Or you want to have somebody else adding on to that?
it's if someone want to add, we give one chance.
Yeah.
In addition to his elaboration.
Yeah, it sounds like a general question, so everyone can raise your hand to answer that. And so Venerable Sutton, yeah, congratulations. So you will get a reward with the English Dhamma book that we're going to present later. So Sister Joseph also take note while the participant answer questions correctly. So he or she will be rewarded with the English Dhamma book. Okay,
Pante.
Joseph, you can answer the question.
Oh, you call me to answer, Pante?
Oh, you raise the hand. Yeah,
Oh
anyone.
no, I make the accent somehow. I just congratulate to Ponte Sotun.
Oh, okay.
So if our Dhamma friend here would like to try, this is a very general question. So the chance is goes to you.
Yeah, so you can raise your hand. Any volunteer you would like to answer on the same question of the broadcast part, you can raise your hand. You can just, if you don't know how to raise your hand, just on the reaction, and you will see the sign of raising hand. Or otherwise, just turn on.
Yeah, Ponte, I saw our Dhamma friend on Facebook, Konsim. I think it's Ponte Konsim. He wrote, "The Buddha devoted himself to all human beings. The deepest of his great compassion is the reason why we have to pay our gratitude to him." Yes.
Yeah.
Can be accepted.
Okay, so congratulations to Ponte Konsim also, Ponte.
Yeah, he doesn't join in the platform, but anyone watch on the live also can give comment under the live show. So if you answer correctly, so our teamwork will contact you and give the book as well. So feel free to join in any platform. Yeah. And okay, Venerable Kaspar, if not, can you give more detail about your answer? Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So as Buddhists, why we should celebrate Vesak Puja Day? So I think it's very simple. And in addition to Venerable, the one who answered that, like we have to value, we have to respect what the Buddha has done to us. That is we have to commemorate the Vesak Puja Day, with the feeling of reverence, with the feeling of gratitude for the Buddha. And the way we celebrate is not just do some things, but we have to practice his teaching. So this is my answer. The thing is, it's kinds of paying respect, gratitude, veneration, reference to the Buddha. So that's all about Sakti.
Yeah. Thank you so much, Venerable Kaspar. So I would like to ask our participants here to raise your hand for the second question from me. So raise your hand and I will select someone to answer. Anyone, yeah, just feel free to try on the quiz.
Yeah, maybe just information to our Dhamma friend here in case you don't know how to, raise your hand. You can just click on reaction, like on the bottom reaction. When you click on it, there are a raise hand sign, so you can click on it. Don't be shy, just raise it, or you just I think raising a hand first so that Ponte can give the question.
It's going to be very simple. So try. Even though you cannot answer it correctly, and we will give chance to some other people as well to join. You know, that's how we can learn about the even better when we try to answer the question. So
we have now Brother Hieng Suk Kim.
yeah, Brother Hieng Suk Kim from Buddhism and English class, the Weekend Dhamma class. So okay, here's the question from me. When do we celebrate Vesak? Can you get the question? When do we celebrate?
Vesak Puja Day will be celebrated on the 5th full moon day of the Vesak day.
Can you repeat?
Vesak Day will be celebrated on the 5th day of the Vesak month.
On the 5th, right?
On the 5th. On the on the 5th of the Vesak month.
On the 5th or on the 15th? Okay.
on the 15th.
So I hope you can, you know, I mean, everybody was just listening to our speakers already mentioned. That's why during our speaker making the speech, you can take note. So because the question, most of the question are related to what the speaker already mentioned. So that's how we learn, you know, we listen and we try to answer the question. Okay, so on the 15th full moon of May or 15th full moon of Vesak, it's very simple question. So I mean, try to remember this because we come together to honor the Buddha's birth and his enlightenment, Prinibbana. So we also have to remember which day it falls on, you know, like the celebration of Vesak. This is a very important question and very important event that we need to remember. The day, the 15th full moon of May or the 15th full moon of Vesak is the day that Vesak is celebrated. So yeah, because it's a simple question and I think he almost got it right, but it's okay. We can give him the book as well. Yeah, so congratulations. Okay, and okay, for the third question, I would like to invite you know, any volunteer at all, just raise your hand and we will hear the third question from Venerable Kasupa. Okay, now Brother Bisakin. Okay, Venerable, you can start your question.
Okay, thank you. Why is Vesak Puja Day so important, not only to Buddhists? You get the question?
Yes, Venerable sir.
Okay.
So thank you, Namaskar Pante and everybody here. I think Buddhism is a kind of philosophy for peacefulness, not only physically but mind also. So that's why Visakha Puja Day is important not only for the Buddhists but also for the non-Buddhism. This for the non-Buddhists. So it at least represent the day for kind of peacefulness, inner peace as well. So that's my answer.
How is it? Is it complete answer, or you think something else would be another one?
To be honest, to some extent, can be accepted, but
any more volunteer would like to answer on the same question? Okay, now we can see.
So you can select.
Yeah, Brother Pony from California. Yeah, you can.
Yes, Brother Pisa, he make one point. So if anyone have another points beside his mate, yeah, you can join.
Brother Pony, you can go now. Yeah.
Namaskar, venerable master teachers, and namaskar all venerables in the room. Well, I think this question is very broad in terms of non-Buddhist and Buddhist. And to me, Vesak Puja Day is the New Year for to welcome the New Year of the Buddhist Buddhists, and so it's important, like Brother Pisay has mentioned already, when it comes to peace, when it comes to Buddha teachings, it's good for all beings, not just for Buddhists, because Buddha teach the ultimate truth, the truth that everybody should have. So if you have learned the Buddha teaching, it's you learn learn to accept the reality. So it doesn't matter Buddhist or non-Buddhist, we all facing the reality of birth, the reality of sickness, the reality of aging, and reality of being dead. So if you can learn what the Buddha taught us, we can be free from suffering. So free from suffering is the ultimate goal for every single human being, for all beings, not just human beings, for all beings, that every being is born to be suffered. So if we learn what the Buddha taught us, we can be free from the suffering. So to show the respect, the reverence to the Buddha, what he taught us is a great asset lesson to have in every beings. Okay, I don't want to take more time, and thank you. I think I get to my point. Thank you.
Pante, I just would like
so
to
thank
add,
you. I think it. Please,
sorry.
please.
Yeah, because of this importance, I think that's why it has been recognized as by the United Nations as the International Day for the Buddhism. So because they think that it shows the inner or the core value of Buddhism. That's why it has been recognized internationally and marked as the one of the day in the United Nations. Yeah.
Okay, thank you, brother. And I'm sorry we don't have we cannot give another chance to other participants. And what you have made the clear points. So to be honest, what I want to bring up into your awareness is, yes, the United Nations accepted the Buddha's teaching that it is for common for everyone. That is what I want to say. But just very broad. But this is what I expected. So it's done, Venerable Soktivi. Can we move to another question?
Yeah. So so we got two people answer correctly. It's the Sopiep. So the books will be given to them. And I see Brother Vesak is raising hand, so you can answer my question, the third question. I'm sure you will answer correctly. You're skillful in all questions. So
no, I want to add answer to the question of Venerable Camera to
yes.
add answer. Yeah.
Okay, you can add a bit, and then you can stay for the third question.
Vesak, which is very important, not only the Buddhists. It's very important for the world because the Buddhism bring the peaceful to the world, and the Buddha said, "Nati santi parang sukhang." This is very important for the world. It's peaceful for the world. That's why not only for the Buddhists. Thank you, sir.
Yeah, okay, thank you for your addition onto that. And I'd like to move to my third question for Brother Vesak. Okay, you can answer this very, very easy question. Okay, let me see, number third. What is the birthday of the Buddha? Can you briefly tell about the day that the Siddhartha Gautama, who later became the Buddha, like his birthday. We know that birthday is very important for everyone, and everyone celebrate. I think most of people celebrate their birthday. So it is important to keep in mind what is the birthday of the Buddha.
Thank you. You asked me when it was that?
Yeah.
It's easy question. I think so. You should not ask me this question.
Yeah,
Thank you.
Yeah, you can try to answer. I mean, some people may
Okay.
be aware of that. Yeah. In English, I mean, in English.
Yeah, I know. In English, the birthdays of the Buddha is on Friday and 15 of waxing moon of Vesak month, and the year of the dog. And before 80 years before Buddhist era. Yeah.
Okay.
Thank you.
Congratulations. Yeah. That's easy question, but I believe some people still not aware of that. Yeah, some people they don't answer it correctly when we ask when is the birthday of the Buddha. They don't know how to answer, where to start. It sounds like a simple question, but some people they don't know the birthday of the Buddha, so it is important.
I'm sorry, I didn't get that. Teacher Bobit said it's a 15th moon. It's on a Friday, and on the 15th waxing moon, but I didn't get the year. Is it the year of the
dog? Yeah.
The year of the dog.
Okay, thank you. Year of the dog.
Okay, that's correct. So congratulations onto that. I would like to ask our volunteer to raise hand for the fourth question from Venerable Gaspar. Okay, raise your hand if you want to answer the next question, please. Anybody at all? Yeah. Henry, you want to try? I see you were about to talk.
I wanted to try.
Yeah, you can
here kind of
to the
observe I'm kind of listening to the whole entire.
So you can try the fourth question, okay? Just listen. Venerable Gaspar, you can start.
But before asking the question, I want to add that the answer given by Brother Bobisat is only related to our Khmer tradition, okay? So when the Sri Lanka, when the Burma asks, you have to say that on the full moon day of May, like that's the technique. It's okay. I don't want to confuse. So my question is very simple, and it's very open. You can say whatever you want according to your opinion. Okay, what does the birth of the Buddha mean for you? Mean to you?
Henry, yeah.
Did you get the question?
I'm not quite sure, but you said the birth of Buddha.
I mean, like
what does it mean to us?
To you,
sorry.
In personally, it's okay.
To me, it's important commemorate just the gratitude part that what he have done for us, and just like our mother, father, we appreciate what he've done so far, and then his teaching mainly. That's all I have. Thank you.
Okay, thank you. Yeah, acceptable.
Might not be the right one, but
no, it's to be honest, what that it's acceptable, but should we give another chance to another person about TV, or we should stop it?
I feel we can add more onto that question. If I can get the question correctly, something like what what is the meaning of like the Buddha's birth? The arising of the Buddha. It's something. It's not as simple as our birthday. It's not something as a normal human being, right? You just give the clue a little bit. So, Sister Daline, okay, you can answer this question.
សូមនមស្ការបងគ្រូគ្រប់អង្គនិងជំរាបសួរ the birth of the Buddha is I think for me is the blessed one because it's is providing me about the Dhamma, to teach me about the Dhamma. Only him who found the way. So I think the birth of the Buddha is the blessing one. Thank you.
Thank you. How does that sound, Venerable Gaspar?
as I said, acceptable because the purpose is I want you to understand that how important it is for you. I mean, the birth of the Buddha. I mean, in terms of giving you the benefits, giving you meaningfulness of life. So a lot of that, something that, as you said, that his birth is not normal. It's it's far beyond our thinking. So that is what I expect from our
to have someone else adding on to that.
if
You want
they can share, they can share.
Brother Pondy, I see you raise your hand. You want to answer that question, right?
Oh no, I think the question was stuck from the previous one. Actually, I didn't drop it, but I can try it.
Yeah, you can try.
Yeah. Yes, the birth of the Buddha is important because he's the father of the peace. The father can bring the peace to the world. So if there is no existence of him, there is no Dharma. So even though it's just the beginning, even though the day of the birth is the birth of a beings that could bring the Dharma, the Sangha, and the peace to the world. Thank you.
Pante, I would like to read our Dhamma friend post on Facebook. So Pante Kunsim again, he joined us by saying that the birth of the Buddha is bringing the true Dhamma to the world. And we have another Pante Mai Sinat. The birth of the Buddha means there was the open nirvana or the ended suffering of hatred, ignore, and desires for the people who are willing to follow the Buddha teaching.
You have to read Nirvana.
Nirvana. I'm sorry, Pante.
You have to
Nirvana.
Wow. Yeah, because Nirvana is Nirvana.
Yes, Ponte, when I read, I can feel so sorry. And another one, Ponte, but I think the name is Chivat Ruh Pro Myanmar is the next name. The birth of the Buddha brings peaceful in the world. Thank you, Ponte. We have 3 Dhamma friends on Facebook join us.
Pante from Buddhism and English classes, why they don't join in the platform directly? That way we can engage better in the well, you have shared the link to every class. So so if you don't understand that, now you can come and join in the platform to engage in the Dhamma quiz. That's how we can learn a lot from answering the question. So Pante, now 3 months already answer it.
Yeah, I was confused between the individual and the overall kind of purpose.
Okay.
That was clear. Thank you very much on the explanation.
Yeah. So I would like to ask any volunteer to raise their hand for the next question from me. Anyone? Very simple question from me. Don't worry, but okay, we see brother Sukim, King Sukim. Okay, so it's very easy question again. What is the date of the Buddha's enlightenment?
The Buddha got enlightenment on Wednesday, the 15th of the Vesak month, in the year of Rooster. Yes, thank you.
Yeah, that's correct. Yeah, you remember it very clearly. Congratulations. You already got the first book. So let's see if we have the second book for you. Yeah, I'm thinking, to order some English Dhamma books for those who can answer a question correctly. They know what kind of book, but it's going to be about Buddhism. So it's good for all of you to read. Okay, so
I'm sorry, we have our Dhamma friend joining on Facebook answering this question too. Is it acceptable or?
We can. Yeah.
Is Sister Peng Tauren is our buddy classmate. She answered on Wednesday, 15 full moon day of Visakha, the year of the chicken.
Yeah, chicken. Yeah.
Yeah, I was just wondering about the animal signs and compared to the the certain number of years, numerical kind of years.
Yes.
Is that
Yes.
anybody can translate that?
ឆ្នាំរកា yeah. ត្រាស់រោពីពុទ្ធ yeah. in Khmer language is a ត្រាស់ដឹងថ្ងៃពុទ្ធ15កើតថ្ងៃពិសាខឆ្នាំរកាឆ្នាំមន់ណាតែមិនគាត់ថា year of chicken
បាទឆ្នាំមន់ប៉ុន្តែបើសិនជាយើងconvert ទៅជាលេខណាគាត់ទៅជាលេខមួយឆ្នាំ1900ប្រហែលអីចឹងតែ
speak in English yeah
oh sorry I was just wondering the number number of Ka is the animal sign correct so what would be the number in terms of year like 2021 2022 for simple term
we can start. I mean, I have to think a little bit, but at least we know that the Buddha gained enlightenment at the age of 35. So we can count starting from the day of his birth until the age of 35. He gained enlightenment and he passed away at 80. So we can start counting the Buddhist era. We know that Buddha birthday happened in the year 623 BC, according to United Nations. They stated that number, if I'm not wrong, 623 BC, so 600 years before Christ. So we can calculate that number, okay? Yeah.
You do some homework on that, right?
Okay, so
545 years before the Christ, I think, if I'm not wrong.
Yeah. You can do the math later. Okay, so
thank you, Pante.
Let's move on to the next question. Yeah. Any volunteer for my question? Next question. Oh, not my question, but Boka's question. Or if you don't have volunteer, just pick up. Okay, let me ask Nathan from Oregon. Would you mind answering the question from Boka's?
I'll give it a shot.
Yeah, let's try.
Yeah, it's Nathan. How are you doing? It has been a long time.
Good to see you.
Good to see you. So it's very simple question, and you can answer wherever you understand from your own perspective. So, what does the enlightenment of the Buddha mean to you? Like, it means that what is the importance of what is the significance of his enlightenment to you
and to the world too, right?
Well, the enlightenment of the Buddha is very inspiring because he showed us the way to our own liberation. It's the pathway to the end of suffering for us, both personally and on a broad scale, where people can follow his example, follow his path, and understand how they can overcome their own personal suffering and achieve a final liberation. So it's one of the most precious gifts that he has given. So, in a brief explanation here, in my understanding.
Acceptable. And
want to hear from more people, Honorable?
Yeah, in addition to his answer, anyone can add. You are welcome.
Yeah, any more volunteer on that question?
Mr. Gupta, you are here.
It's a general question. I mean, you can give idea from your own personal experience, because it relates to his
Yeah. But to be honest, is what I want is your ideas. So please be brave and to present it. It's okay.
Okay, we see now when the ball Sung Sathun. Yeah, please.
Good evening again. To me, the Buddha enlightenment is the best case for me and for other people, because beside the Buddha, no one tell me the truth, and no one tell me how what to practice and what to abandon. That's why I say the Buddha enlightenment is the best gift for me and for others. Thank you.
Okay, thank you.
Okay, now I think we want to hear the answer from you, Honorable Sir.
From me?
Yeah, you can.
Yeah, I mean all answers are acceptable and can be accepted. So I mean, I don't answer. I don't give the direct answer. What I want to say is, I mean, what you can learn, what are the lessons you can learn from his enlightenment? This is I expected. So the way he put into the practice, how he did that. So, and after his enlightenment, what kinds of services were rendered. So I think the viewpoints were made. So are acceptable. So this is my idea. Yeah. So that's all.
Yeah, I would like to just add on to that. This is a very broad question and very important also why we come to the part of the Dharma, just because of we have the enlightenment of the Buddha. If the Buddha has not gained enlightenment, we don't have the light. The enlightenment of the Buddha represent the light of the world, has brought the light to the world. Imagine without the Buddha's teaching, our life, what our life might have been, even for myself, when I respected the journey of my monkhood because of Buddhism, because of the Buddha's enlightenment. My life completely changed the way, from when I was a kid. I was a person of, of ignorant, not knowing anything about the fact of life and how to lead my life harmoniously or peacefully. But because of the Buddha's enlightenment has brought a lot of light to myself, and I found the way for myself that I believe to be the way out of suffering. And without the Buddha, who else can guide us, the way to complete liberation? So this is very deep meaning for me as I reflected, and I'm not trying to get the book. I'm just trying to share more thought on that, so you can learn. Everyone can learn more about that. Yeah. So I see, Brother Puni, you raised the hand for the same question or for the next question.
No, actually, you get part of my answer that I try to answer too. Yeah, I mean, I see that the enlightenment of the Buddha. If you see the fact when he was first enlightened, you see a lot of brilliant light come from his body. So what does it mean? It means that we all human beings here are full of avijja, and we walk in the darkness. When we walk in the darkness, sometimes we walk in the right path, and most of the time we walk in the wrong path. But with that enlightenment, it just show like a flashlight, or like a light, or like it's bright like a sun, that you can see everything clearly, that you don't have to walk in the wrong path anymore. So you don't have to go in the cave, you don't have to walk into the pit, or you don't have to walk off the cliff or anything like that. So with his light, we all can lead to a final destination, which is liberation from suffering. Thank you.
Yeah. Thank you so much for adding on to that, and congratulations everyone who have answered that question. Everyone give it like a part of the knowledge about the meaning of the Buddha's enlightenment. Thank you.
And also, Pante, just in brief, but I don't want to get the book because I already got it yesterday. So, in my opinion, I believe that with the enlightenment by the Buddha, we all can walk through the middle pathway. With otherwise, we may try to go into the extreme, of self denial or and self indulgence, for example. So, with the Buddha enlightenment, we all can walk to the middle pathway, and the eight noble eightfold path is the great advice that we can go through. Thank you, Pante.
Yeah. Okay. Thank you so much. And any volunteer for the next question? Sister Sakon, raise your hand. Okay, so you can answer my easy question right now. What will you do to celebrate Vesak this year? Please count at least 5 activities that you're going to do for Vesak this year.
Thank you. What will I do for the Vesak celebrations? Well, usually full moon, I give respect to my mother. I try to respect, try always wanted to bow down and ask for her forgiveness for anything that I do that is maybe wrong, whether it kasal or kasal. And then of course, trying to follow through and practice on meditation. That's 2. And obviously bring dana, make food, take to the temple. And also my other one is basically just trying to, being when I work, because I work as a social worker. So I always try to listen to them and to understand what they're going through. It's just giving my compassionate, care of my professional practice. The other one is, of course, I hope to go to the temple to do the candle lighting in memory for the Buddha's birth, enlightenment, and then his passing away. Let's see, I think did it have 7 already?
Yeah, you can count until 10 if you like to. Yeah. Open up for other people as well.
Yes, and most importantly, I like to give all my merits to everyone that are here in the platform for all the good deeds that I have done, and so that's all for me. Thank you.
Yeah, congratulations for your great answer. I think this helps reveal more activity for our audience, to kind of think about what we should do on Vesak Day. Some people still, struggling. Okay, what shall I do for Vesak Day? So yeah, just get yourself prepared. Go to temple or spending some time, volunteer your time to do any service for the community, for helping other people, giving charity, or undertaking precept, practicing meditation, offering flowers, a candle to the Buddha statue, and so on. Or even stay at home and read the Dharma, listening to the Dharma by yourself is also a way of celebrating Vesak. Okay, so I would like to ask any more volunteer for the next question from Venerable Kassapa. Okay, so I would like to encourage those who have not joined yet. It seems like we have the same people answering questions, and it seems like in the room is more quiet than on Facebook.
We have Sister Kunmali Pante.
Okay, Yom Kunmili, raise your hand. Okay, so Venerable Kassapa, right? Your question, please.
Yes, the hand is raised. Is Yom Kunmili, right? Okay. Okay. What is the? But I don't want to give this simple question to you.
No, don't think too much.
It's supposed to be unbiased question, right?
Or you can help me share the question then.
a rising of Buddhist New Year? If so, why? Hello, can you
Yes.
hear me?
I
Yeah.
think we got
But
lost
it's kind
you.
of not
Yeah.
clear.
Earlier,
Okay.
not clear, Ponte.
Okay, maybe I'm in the back, maybe the internet. Okay, I will repeat it. Can Visaga Puja Day be regarded as a rising of Buddhist New Year?
No, not yet. Until the day after the Vesak Puja.
Yeah. Okay. That,
Is
but
it?
I want. Okay. The question must be modified. Okay. Can Visaga Puja Day can be regarded
I cannot hear.
as the transition of Buddhist New Year? If so, why? What happened?
Maybe you can repeat your question, Ponte, because it's a bit lost at some point.
Okay, I will switch off my video. Maybe low internet, I think. Okay.
Quiet now. Do you hear me then? Everyone hear me?
I can hear you, sister.
It's from my internet on from his internet.
No, it's a Ponte internet.
Let me repeat his question. I get it. I have in my list. Can Vesak Puja Day regarded as a Buddhist New Year? Because what we do here is it in the sense that we celebrate it to welcome the Buddhist New Year.
Yes. Yes. Vesak Puja can the New Year, Buddha's New Year. And what else?
And why?
Oh, and why? Because Buddha passed away on that day, and Buddhist era start count from the day of the Buddha passed away, not count as the Buddha birthday as the other religions. And
yeah, that's it.
That's all the question, but I hear the question sound so long than that.
That's all.
That's all.
Okay. I'm raised the hand because I'm expect that you ask what is significant of the Buddha passed away, because I have that question and I like that. You need to answer the Buddha significant why he passed away. Significant of for me, meaning to me.
Yeah, you can give it.
Yeah, I like this part because when I was 6 years old, I don't know people pass away, and I saw my grandfather pass away, and I'm very sad, and I keep wonder why people come and go, and then I don't know that we have a place that Paritnipana. That is the first words that I like. The first word that I love is say, if I couldn't have birth, I would not rebirth. And I try to change my religious so many. I go to Christian, I go to that, find a way that I don't want to rebirth. And because I saw why my great grandfather passed away. And now I found the answer that yes, the Paritnipana, the words that I've been looking for, that is mean a lot to me. That's all I want to say. Thank you.
And Kaspa, and you still yeah.
The question, the answer was okay.
The religious, no other religious have the Paritnipana. Even they say they go to heaven. They go to so many heaven. It's still go to healer heaven. It's not still a birth. It's still a birth. It's in no way.
They renewing the house, right? But not a complete end of birth.
End of birth. Only Paritnipana that Buddha found a way, and he practiced for himself to go away from his birth.
Yeah, thank you for that. And Venerable Kaspa, what you mean okay? The answer is okay. What you mean? You have anything else to add?
Yeah, please.
So like the sixth question is I want to ask that whether it can be regarded as Buddhist New Year or not. I mean, Vesak Puja Day. So that is what I want. So she answered correctly.
Okay, so congratulations then.
Thank you.
Okay, so we can move to the next question. We still have a lot more questions.
Yeah, a lot. What
So
time we complete?
soon as we finish our question, that's why we just move to the next. Okay, any more volunteer for the next question? Raise your hand. Anyone can join on this platform. Okay, let me look at the question. Okay, does we have anyone raise hand? Okay, here, Brother Bisay. Okay, please answer to the question. What is Dharma? Please explain it in your own version. What is Dharma?
For me, Dharma is everything within the body. So it's also like when you feel, it's also Dharma, and when you experience things, bad thing or good thing, it's also Dharma. It's a kind of that we call a kind of nature. So this is what I think. Yeah,
Does what Dhamma help you like in any way that you can describe what Dhamma can help you? Is it a good Dhamma or bad Dhamma? Is Dhamma can be classified as bad or good? And so how does it help to pave your way?
Yeah, that's a difficult question, Pante. Let me think. Yeah, when it helps to overcome challenges in the life, like when you see the truth, like you feel that it's anatta, it's comes or it happens because of some reasons that because without any root cause, it will not happen. So when you see it in that way, then it helps. If it's a steep challenge, then it becomes less challenging. And if it's like a very happy moment, you have to also be careful. So this is what I learn and try to practice as well.
Okay, thank you. Does anyone else want to share the same question? Yeah, on the same question. Okay, openly, please.
Yes, Pande and Namasaka again. The word Dharma to me is, if we can break it down to Dar and Mat. Dar means to hold, to support, to so to me the word Dharma is everything you see. So everything you see is, you can see as a nature, or you can see as nature, or everything you see has a cause. It's a resultant of the cause. So Dharma, if you look down deep, there's always cause and effect. So in this life, including the way you think, how your bodies arise, that's Dharma. How your body arise has a cause. How you are thinking has a good cause and a bad cause. So Dharma is everything you see with the cause and effect, sir. Thank you.
Thank you for sharing part of it. I still want to hear from more people, as you know, I think still more points can be added onto that question. It's a very broad one. Yes, who's that line, sister, the line.
For me, good Dharma is like being a best friend, and because having a good friend is better than a normal friend that pushes you to whatever you want, support you whatever you want, even it is wrong. But good Dharma is like being a best friend that could slap you in the face and tell you the truth. And so this is good Dharma to me. Yeah, thank you.
Yeah, thank you. That's a good way to put it. Anyone else want to share more? One more person.
Bhante, can I read from our Dhamma friend from Facebook?
Yeah.
Yes, so we have Sister Peng Thaurin. She's still with us at the moment. So she joined Dhamma is the teaching of the Buddha. And Bhante Kunsim, the Dhamma is real nature of life. Thank you, Bhante.
Yeah, thank you. It's all accepted. I mean, it can be accepted, all the answers given from all of you. And just let me add it a little bit more. You can say Dhamma can be regarded as the teaching of the Buddha, but Dhamma at all, even without the Buddha arising, we always experience Dhamma in our daily life, even without the Buddha. But when the Buddha come into light, into enlightenment, so Dhamma becomes even more clearer for us. We have found our way through his teaching. So that's why there was a question asked, who, which came first between the Buddha, the Dhamma, and the Sangha, which came first? So when we reflect upon that question, we kind of see that Dhamma is already exists even before the rising of the Buddha. But when the Buddha arise, because the Buddha is regarded as like the doctor, right? So medicine arise everywhere at any time, but there is no person who find out what kind of medicine can be used to cure that kind of disease or that disease. So when the Buddha came, he started, found out the way, found out that this nature, these trees or this leaf can be used as a medicine to cure this kind of disease. So let's come back to the term Dhamma. As Brother Pondi has given the root of the term is Thara. Thara means to support, to uphold something which uphold its own nature. If it is bad, it is bad. If it is good, it's good. So bad things bring bad result, cause bad consequences, and good Dhamma bring good consequences, something like that. So we can say in general, whatever we experience in our daily life through the way we see, hear, smell, taste, touch, and think through these six sense doors can be called as Dhamma. It happens throughout our six sense medias, even bad thing or good thing, wholesome or unwholesome, evil or merit. So all are Dhamma, regarded as Dhamma. But remember, bad Dhamma, akusala, will bring us down to the woeful states, But wholesome Dhamma, meritorious Dhamma will bring us up to the good existence, to the happy abodes. So this is something I would like to share on the terms of Dhamma. I hope you all can get it more. Okay, let's move to the next question from Venerable Kasapa. Please present your question. I think you just present your question and let's see if anyone would like to answer that, okay?
Okay, if no volunteer, I will pick.
Yeah, please.
Okay, Madam Kunmili, I think you like that question. Okay, what is the difference between complete passing away, Mahaparinibbana, and ordinary passing away?
The difference between Parinibbana and passing away is completely different, because Nibbana mean they pass, not coming back. That means no rebirth, no reincarnation, and pass away like ordinary people is come back anywhere, can go to far, can go to heaven, hell, or whatever, depend on their karma earned when doing their living. Is it enough?
Yeah, enough.
Would you like me to add more?
No, it's simple. The thing is, one is eternity, another one is you have to be reborn again.
Yes.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you.
That's all from me. TV.
Sorry, I was on mute. Okay, so we'd like to ask the next question. Okay, maybe somebody else from the group, Venerable Sukhang, would you like to answer the question? Venerable Sukhang, are you still here? Okay, what about Naren, brother Naren Su? Do you want to answer the next question?
I cannot answer. Sorry.
Okay, so let's move to Sister Lincoln.
Namaskar,
Yeah.
Venerable Teacher.
Try the next question.
I will try, but in
Okay,
my opinion, your question are difficult for me.
it's easy. Okay. Okay, please give your personal idea about what meditation is and why is it so important to practice meditation. You get the question. Just personal experience, from your own practical experience.
What meditation is and it's important to me.
Yeah.
Okay, I can say that meditation is a kind of mindful techniques practice to what what should I it is a mindful techniques, and the importance of meditation is to to train the mind on the I can say that an educated path by the techniques. For example, if we do anapanasati, so the technique just try to to train the mind to follow the path by seeing the breath, the natural one as it goes in and come out. And more benefit is to strengthen the mind and also to develop the wisdom and many others, but I can say in short that to develop wisdom.
Okay, yeah, thanks. Yeah, that can be accepted as some good points you made already. And I would like to ask Mr. Nathan, would you like to share on that? I mean, you have been practicing meditation for some time, so yeah, please share your thoughts about meditation and how does meditation help you?
Well, I have been practicing for a while, and if for myself, it's a way to I don't know how to expound on it much differently. It is a method of mind training of developing one's sense of fuller sense of reality and overcoming the kilesas, the defilements, and getting a better a way. It's a better way of living, of actually becoming developed in one's perspective on how to best deal with the difficulties in life, and to find a centering of one's understanding and a calming effect, because we have daily challenges in our lives that are pulling us in all different directions, and meditation is a way of calming those activities of the mind that can draw us in different directions that aren't productive to our own well-being. So yeah, it's a good way of a daily practice to
Yeah, that sounds great, Nelson. Thanks.
Overcome it. Yeah, I'm kind of rambling on here, but
it's okay. We heard a lot of good points you made. Yeah, thank you. And I'd like to invite Kaspa to share from that. He's an expert on meditation. So please give us some more points of how meditation helps us in daily life. Honorable Kaspa, yeah, please.
Hey, man, my goodness. Okay, so the question is, what is meditation, right? And what are the benefits of meditation? Am I right? Yeah. Hello?
Yeah, correct. Yeah, please.
Okay, so it's not my answer. It's a scripture answer, but I'm trying my best to simplify it. So meditation is about mental cultivation, mental development. What we are cultivating during meditation is the positive mentalities, or we can say in Buddhism, wholesomeness, kinds of loving kindness, mindfulness, concentration, patience, right effort, and so on. So this is the way that we bring up the mental energy, mental strength. The more we practice, the more positive mentalities we will experience. So from that respect, meditation, provides us a lot of, benefits, as you know that. So the more we are aware of our own thoughts, the more capability of controlling it. And as Nantal said, that you can direct it whatever you want. And this is how the meditation helps you. So it kinds of mental it is food for mind. It's very healthy food. So we need that, because in our daily life, we waste a lot of time involving in, negative activities, in physical, in verbal, in mental. Sometimes we just let our mind go here and there, let get angry, or and so on. So a lot of negative energies we absorb, during our daily life, suffering in the past, too much worrying about the future. So like we don't have much energy when we absorb a lot of negativities. But during meditation, you absorb more positivities. That is called in Buddhism bon or kosal, so wholesomeness and merits. So that's all from me, Venerable Saktivi.
Yeah, thank you so much for your great detail about meditation and the benefits of it. Yeah, all I can say about meditation, just like to repeat the same word, is a way of mental development, how we can develop our mind to achieve our peace, to achieve our goal of happiness. And especially along the way of meditation practice, we can learn a lot from the reality which is arising and passing away in our daily life. Everything we experience on a daily basis, and we can contemplate it when we do meditation, because when with the eyes closed, with the silence and calming, we can focus more and be able to reflect upon what is happening inside ourselves. This is the true Dharma. This is the true way of self-investigation. Practicing meditation is a way to learn to understand yourself even better, and to completely be with yourself at the present moment. And that's the benefit we can briefly talk of. So okay, I would like to move to the next question. Maybe, okay, maybe Brother Pundi, you raise your hand again. Is that for this previous question, or you want for the next?
Oh, sorry, Venerable. I just want to share with the people who has a lot of emotional experience. This for people who with the emotional stable, it's good. But for the people who has emotional unstable, like a lot of whining, a lot of complaining, and all the stuff right there, the meditants can destroy all of that. Those can be destroyed by meditation. So it's a great medicine to cure emotional unstable. I just want to share. So thank you.
Okay, yeah, thank you. So I think next I would like to invite Venerable Prung Thoi to share on the next question that concerns about the Four Noble Truths. Why is it called the Noble Truths? Is the Noble Truths different from the normal truths? You know, what's the difference between Noble Truths and normal truths, and how many of them? Please share your knowledge about that. Venerable Prung Thoi, please. Cannot hear from you yet. Venerable Thoi, you talking? Okay, please.
Thank you very much, Venerable Sir. Have not supposed that the question will come to me. I just come in. Yeah.
Seems like we could not hear from you well, Venerable Thoi. I think your video is off, but we still cannot hear from you. Venerable Thoi, are you here? Okay, somebody else raised their hand. So yeah, Yom Kunmili, yeah, you can go first with this question. Yeah, the normal truth versus the noble truth. What's the difference?
The answer, can I say in Khmer, make sure I understand the question right? Is the true Sajja Araya Sajja copy Sajja yang mai?
Sajja ធម្មតានឹងខុសពីអរិយសច្ចៈមិនទៅ normal.
Yeah, I hope I understand then. Okay, Araya Sajja, it means the Four Noble Truths is different from the truth is first it found from it who found the truth. The Araya Sajja found by Araya Bukul, the noble person. And why? Because the real truth, the Sajja that was found by the Araya Bukul is not easy. We could not find by ourselves. We live in the suffering, but we don't know what is suffering. We keep chasing suffering every day. We keep competition with suffering by finding the way of happiness. Only Araya Sajja Bukul, he found that suffering is suffering, and we still looking for happiness that can cover the suffering. That is the difference. We found the truth of suffering can be rid of by happiness, but the Araya Bukul couldn't find that way. They have to find what the cause, what the root of causing suffering. And that's why we have Araya Four Noble Truths, like what is Dukkha, what is Samudaya Sajja, and what is Nirodha Sajja, and what is Mekha Sajja. If there is a suffering, there's a way get from the suffering. And all those four was found by Araya Bukul only, not the normal person can find it. This is the difference. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you. I think you raised some very interesting points during the answer. And would like to hear from Venerable Thoi now as he get back with the internet. Venerable Thoi, yeah, please.
Thank you, Venerable. Can you hear me clearly?
Yeah, please.
Yeah, okay. Sorry for the internet connection. Okay, so from my understanding, what is the noble, the Four Noble Truth? In Pali, we use the term Chaturariya Sajja. Chaturariya Sajja. Chatu mean four, and Ariya mean the noble, and Sajja mean the truth. So what does it mean? The noble truth is a truth that cannot be changed, from my understanding. And those are the truths of suffering, the truths of the cause of suffering, the truths of the cessation of suffering, and the truths of the path leading to the cessation of suffering. That is the way that the Buddha sought. He found that in order to get rid of suffering, we can practice the Four Noble Truths. First, we need to understand what is suffering and realize the cause of it, and know how know the cessation of the suffering, and then we practice the path, which is the Noble Eightfold Path, like the Noble Eightfold Path, Samadhi in Pali, Sama Sankappa, Sama Vayama, Sama Sati, Sama Samadhi, Samadhi, Sama Sankappa, Sama Vacha, Sama Kamanta, Sama Ajiva, Sama Vayama, Sama Sati, and Sama Samadhi. And by practice the Noble Eightfold Path, we can get rid of the suffering, and that is the ultimate goal of the Buddha, of the practice in Buddhism. Thank you very much. Very sir.
Yeah, that's a great answer you have just gave right here, and I hope that everyone also can get the meaning of the noble truth versus the noble truth, as Nyom Kunmili also share thoughts about what the difference is. As you know, normal is normal, but noble is something higher, and that can only be seeked after, or that can be achieved by the noble person who have completely, walk on that path. That's why sometimes it's called the noble path, because that path, can be found or can be practiced by the noble ones. Those who practice the middle path, can, they are bound to become the noble ones in the future if they truly put it, walk on the right way and do it correctly. So they can become noble ones. Anybody can become enlightened, if we truly practice on that way, follow the teachings of the Buddha and practice the Noble Eightfold Path. And this truth is universal. This truth has never changed. It's reality. Suffering, we see as suffering. We don't see as something else. We don't see it. We don't look at it with ignorance, with moha. But with panya, we come to see the true nature of reality, which arises within ourselves, between our body and mind. That's why it is called noble truth. It's not something as normal person can see or can understand, but through the guidance of the noble ones, that we able to understand it and able to put it into practice, and then we become enlightened one too, noble person too. So thanks for all. I think as time has come to even we're getting late at night. It's gonna be like 10:30 in Cambodia, and so I'm gonna miss my breakfast again like yesterday too. So I think that's enough for the session today. Before going to end or passing to our moderator, I would like to say thank you, express my heartfelt thanks to everybody. I would like to appreciate for your participation in answering the Dhamma quiz, even though you can give the answer correctly or not, it doesn't matter. This is how the way we learn together. This is how the way we exchange the conversation, the Dhamma discussion, to welcome also celebrate the Vesak Day as a Cambodian Buddhist, and as also Buddhists around the world come together, to celebrate Vesak in order to honor the Buddha, his life, enlightenment, and his Nibbana, especially to reflect on his attributes of compassion, his purities, and his wisdom that he has, given to us. And so, as a Buddhist, as followers, we pay our honor to him, we venerate him, and we make offering to him by practicing his teaching. That's why in his Mahaparinibbana Sutra, he said that Yo Dhammang Pasati, so Mang Pasati. Those who sees the Dhamma sees me. If we want to truly see the Buddha, and if we want to truly honor the Buddha, it is the best way that we practice his Dhamma, follow his teaching and apply it on our daily basis. That way we truly honor our founding father, which is the Buddha. So thank you all for joining together. I would like to pass to the moderator to end the session today.
Thank you so much, Ponte, Kaspar, and Ponte TV for leading the quiz session. It was quite interesting, and our Dhamma friend have also actively taken part, to answer. So I admire the knowledge and the great sharing from all of you. So before we end the session, I would like to just brief the person and number of our friend who will receive the Dhamma book from Ponte. So in total we have 25, but indeed among these 25 there are repeated names of those who answer a few questions, so they may receive 2 or 3 books. Ponte. So first we have Ponte Suthon Suong. Second is Ponte Konsim. Third, Hieng Suk Kim. Fourth, Pitsaken. Fifth, Ponipo, Brother Ponipo. And sixth, Teacher Pisat Po. 7, Henry T. 8, Daline. 9, May Sinat. He follow from Facebook, and also the other friend who follow on Facebook, Chivat Ruh Mien Mai. 11, Hieng Suk Kim. 12, Thao Rin Peng. 13, Nathan. 14, again Ponte Suthon Suong. 15, Sister Sakon Tim, our co-moderator tonight. And 16, Sister Konmili. 17 is Pisaiken again. I think he answered the question, what is Dhamma? And 18, Brother Ponipo. Yeah, he received second book, I think. 19, Sister Daline again. 20, Tauren. 21, Konsim. Ponte Konsim again, yeah. And yeah, I think the rest, like the 22, Sister Konmali again. 23rd, Sister Liang Kun. And 24 is Nathan. And 25th, I think we also give the gift to our speaker, right? Ponte Prung Thoi, who answered the last question, Ponte. So in total, it's 25th, but the person among the 25th is only 16 Ponte and...
You forgot yourself.
Oh, yeah.
Me?
Yes.
Oh.
Yourself included.
Thank you. Indeed, I tried to join, but I don't expect it because I got the gift from yesterday. So thank you so much, Ponte, for this special occasion. I think we learn a lot, and also we get a lot too. Not only the knowledge, but also the gift from Ponte. So thank you so much. And before we end our session, Sister Sakon, do you have anything to add?
I really don't have anything to add, but I would like to wish the Vesak Puja Day. And this is the new platform that it is a little, it's new, and I really enjoy it. It's encouraged the, the vibes from everyone, encouragement of, learning to, even just speak out, speak out of ourselves, talk about the Buddha and this Vesak Day. So I may all my merits pass all, give all to you, and happy Vesak Day. Thank you. That's all for me.
Thank you, Sister. Again, thank you to all of you, especially Nathan, Henry, and few other who, spend time to join with us tonight.
Sister?
Yes.
Nathan. Not Nathan.
Nathan. Yes, thank you. And yeah, so before we end our show, we would like to share the merit from today, a special occasion with all living beings. in the whole universe. May all be happy and peaceful. And once again, thank you so much to our honorable speaker for sharing with us tonight. Finally, we would like to express sincere thanks to our Ponte Master for in tireless effort to lead the program, the DhammikaLife Foundation, and the whole team who joined support our event so far. So last but not least, thank you everyone for joining, and may you all be happy and spend great time tomorrow for our Vesak Puja.
Thank you for letting me participate.
Bye bye everyone. Have a good day.
Thank you, Ponte.
Day.
Thank you, Ponte.
Thank you. Goodbye, everyone. Thank you.
Goodbye, everyone.
Bye, Ponte.
Yeah.